I've been in Australia for the past 2 weeks, still here currently. By the time this video is up, I will be back in America, but... Holy cow. Hello everybody, welcome back for another video. This week we're going to be talking about America versus Australia, the differences that I have found with my 2 weeks that I've been here in Australia. What is different in Australia from the United States? Obvious, there's like the obvious things like driving on the opposite side of the road, the money's different, stuff like that. But I'll be talking about very specific things that you probably don't know unless it happens to you when visiting the other country. Now, I took the liberty in writing these things down for you guys, and I will be talking to you about them. So we'll start. Yep, in this video, don't think I'm complaining about another country or anything, because I'm not. I'm just being over dramatic for the purpose of this video. And I'm gonna start with things that I found weird and that like I didn't really like about Australia. Not that I didn't like, just things that were different and weird, and then things that I appreciated about Australia will be last. So bear with me. Bathrooms slash restrooms. So in America, you have one room that is called either the bathroom or the restroom. It's the same thing. In this room, you have the shower, which can consist of a tub with a shower also, or just a shower, or sometimes you have both in there, but you also have the sink, obviously, but then you also have the toilet in the same room. In Australia, in households in Australia, I have found that it is not the case. You have one room that is the bathroom, which consists of the sink, a shower, and a separate tub. I think sometimes there might not be a tub or something like that, but anyway, that's how it is in Jess's house, my girlfriend Jess. She has one room that has the shower, the tub, and the sink. Then there's a completely separate room that's just like, it's like a miniature hallway that you open the door, and it's just one room, slim room with a toilet at the end of it. And I was so confused. I was like, what? Why don't you just combine? And then I'm FaceTiming like my friends and my brother and stuff like that who live in America, obviously, and I was like, yo, check this out. This is so different. Showed it to them and they flipped too. So I'm not crazy if you think I'm crazy, and yeah, that was, okay, next one. This also has to do with bathrooms slash restrooms. This is public restrooms. What I have found with public restrooms, male public restrooms, because girl restrooms don't have urinals, but in Australia they don't have urinals. Like in America, you have any public restroom, you have a urinal, separate urinals. They have dividers in between them so you can't see each other. Sometimes you don't have dividers, but you still have separate urinals. In Australia, I don't think all public restrooms are like this in Australia, but a lot of them. 3 in a row that I went to in Australia while I was here, public restrooms, they have like, I don't even know how to explain it other than saying that it's like a trough. It's like a feeding trough for pigs, except you pee inside of it. And it's really long. And the first one I went into is Jess's little brother's school. We went there because he had a performance, and I went to use their restrooms, and I walk into, you know, the bathroom, and there's the stalls that anyway, and then there's the troughs, urinals, I don't know what to call them. It's a single place where all the guys can pee, and it was just like a square room, and it just had like a metal sheet that wrapped around the wall, and it goes down into this, like, it goes around, sorry, this is really detailed, but it's blowing my mind. Then it like goes down to like the drain part of it, but there's no like, it's all just one trough around the edge of the room, and the guys you just line up and pee. It was kind of barbaric to me. I was like, oh, what? So if I'm peeing, there's not like there's a designated spot for the other guy to be, you know, a yard away from you while he urinates also. He could come up and literally like rub shoulders with you while you are both doing your business, and I wasn't a fan. At gas stations, you fill up the gas first, and then you go inside and pay for it. Like, anyone can go up to a gas station and fill up their gasoline and just leave and not pay for it. You just go up and it automatically works. You just fill your car up with gas. It's like a trust system. You have to go and pay inside after you're done filling. Another gas station one, you can't use your cell phones at the gas station. I've never heard of that before in my life, but there's literally signs like, don't use cell phones. Like, I don't know if it's bad etiquette to use your cell phone while filling up gas, or if like gas stations in Australia have like some radiation thing with a phone where things can blow up. I don't know. I was confused. Can't use cell phones when you're filling up gas. It's just a thing. Next thing, same thing about gas stations. They don't call them gas stations, they call them petrol stations, which, yeah, petrol, that is a correct term for it, but they don't use the term gas. Like, even in a car, it's not the gas pedal, it's the accelerator, and they just don't use the word gas there for gasoline. They use petrol. Petrol station, fill your car with petrol. Australia. And also about the cell phone thing, they don't call them cell phones either. They call them mobile phones, which that's what they are, but no one calls them cell phones. School uniforms. Now, Jess's little brother goes to a private school, and their school uniforms are like tie, like even, I think even the belt is part of the school uniform. The shorts, obviously, like you have your setup, private school setup uniform, but they also have like socks, like school socks and school shoes specific to the exact uniform. But the one thing that tripped me out the most, because I'm pretty sure there's some private schools in America that have the whole, like really fancy ones that have the whole setup, but you have to wear hats. There's like a hat thing that they have that you have to wear. Like, you have to wear hats with the uniform. And I was confused because in America, like, you don't wear hats to school. Like, that's a disrespectful thing to do. That you wear, if you wear a hat in school, like, your teacher tells you to take it off because it's disrespectful. You don't wear hats. But there, you're required to wear your hats. Now, this is what got me the most. This next point is when you're wearing the school, at least with Jess's little brother's school, this is a thing. When you're outside of school, like say you finish the day with school and you decide to go to the mall, which they don't call them malls, they call them shops, but when you decide to go to the mall and you're still in your school uniform, you still have to wear your hat. Like, if someone in the mall knows your principal or teacher or something like that and sees you at the mall in your school uniform without wearing your hat, they will go out of their way to tell the principal that you weren't wearing your hat with your uniform after school is over, and then you get in trouble for it. What the frick? Now, to continue with school uniforms, public schools also all have school uniforms. Every school has uniforms in Australia, at least the area of Australia I was in Brisbane, so the stuff that I'm saying is related to where I was for the past 2 weeks. Public schools have school uniforms. That's a thing. In America, public schools don't have school uniforms. There might be a few that do, but most of the time, public schools, you can wear whatever you want. Now, this one's a weird one. It's more weird than like me complaining about it, and I'm not really complaining about anything. I'm just telling you like, whoa, this was weird. But this one is the crosswalks. I'm just gonna say it, the crosswalks. They like make noises when you go to cross. So the first time I heard it, I like jumped because I was like, what the heck? So you're at the corner of an intersection and you're waiting to cross the street. You click the button, just like in America, you click the button and you wait for the thing to tell you to cross the road. But then when you cross not when you cross the road, when it's okay for you to cross the road and the light switches, it makes a noise so you know. It does something like really loud and obnoxious. Let me try that again. So it makes a noise like that, like not even joking. It sounds like that, and then it's like, oh, it's okay for me to cross the street. But it's a really obnoxious noise. It does let you know when to cross the street though, because in America, the thing just turns and you have to just be ready for it, like be watching it. You don't have to be watching them here in Australia. You just kind of wait for the noise and then you know when to go. Now for the things that are pretty great here in Australia. Not that the other things aren't great, they were just different, but things that I really enjoyed about Australia is that, whoa, wait, shocker, people are actually nice here. What? What? People are kind? Since when? Jess and I were going on a walk the first or second day I got into town. We went on a walk, we were just walking around, and every person we passed, even if they're on a bike flying by, they like nod at you, or the person on the bike nodded at me, but everyone else would be like, hey, how you doing? And one guy had like a cowboy hat and he was like, howdy, in an Australian accent. I suck at Australian accents, so I'm not even gonna try. But people like greet you and are very kind, and in general, in Australia, this goes into my next point, the customer service is better. It's just better because people are nice. That's just how it is. I don't know. It's just a thing. People are nice here, so customer service is better. But in restaurants, it is not better than in America. I will say that because they don't tip here. There's no tipping. Tipping isn't a thing. It doesn't exist. So every restaurant that I've been to so far, something about the order has been wrong, and it doesn't matter because the waiters still get paid the same. Where in America, waiters have to be on point with everything that they do because that determines how much you tip at the end. If you have a great waiter, you're like, man, that guy was great. I want to tip him more. And if you don't have a good waiter, then, you know. So Restaurant customer service, not so great, but everything else customer service is better because they're nice. People are nice and they're kind and are willing to have conversations with you, and that's great. Pricing differences. Everyone says when I was going from, you know, LA to Australia, everyone was like, yo, the prices are gonna be crazy in Australia, like they're so much more expensive. They are different, but not as much as people hyped them up to be. Now, at one point I did notice a substantial difference, like at a restaurant there was a lemonade that I could order and it was like $17, but that was the only thing. Like other than that, things weren't crazy more expensive than, I don't even know if that sentence was properly phrased, but things weren't that much more expensive than in LA. They seemed like properly, you know, more expensive because of the currency value differences that you have there, but other than that, I didn't see like anything too crazy about it. Food portions, another thing that was hyped up. America's food portions are huge, which is true, but they're like, in Australia, you'll never get food portions that are, you know, big. You'll need to order double. You'll need to order, you know, 2 meals because the portions are like this big. Burgers are smaller than your palm. That is not true. That the portions, yeah, they might be a little bigger in America, but they're not like substantially smaller here. They're not that small. They're, you know, good size. They fill you up. You can eat your whole plate and you'll be full, but they're not like crazy small. It's not like you're not getting your money's worth. And the last thing also about food is the quality of it. In America, we have junk food that's just like so gross, and a lot of what you get is just from anywhere, supermarkets, restaurants, like a lot of the options are just disgusting. So you really have to go out of your way to eat healthier and organic and get good quality food, and that's when food starts getting expensive. Where in Australia, the food is just naturally better and it seems like healthier and organic anywhere you go. So that I think sums up the differences that I have found in Australia. Hope you enjoyed me talking about food and gas stations and urinals and yep. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, remember to like this video and subscribe to my channel if you aren't already. And a huge shout out to Angel for being such an amazing supporter. And to those of you who are like, Gabriel, why are you so freaking hyper in this video? I mean, come on, slow your roll, dude. You've been talking so fast. I had a coffee before this. That explains a lot. And if you don't like that, you can shut this video off right here, and it doesn't even matter because you've already finished watching it.